to me because, I mean, it was set up for me. And, you know, I trusted my line that they were going to protect. You know, I trusted the guys that were doing the fake tosses and stuff. And as soon as I saw the ball in the air, I'm like, I need to catch this ball. Like, I'm not dropping it.
Yeah.
So, you know, just locked in on the ball, jumped up, caught it, had a little celly after.
There you go.
But yeah, I was super excited. You know, Jonah threw a great ball, and you know, I made the catch.
Get Sports Focus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing. Weightsandbars.com. Build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts. Ike's Love and Sandwiches. Championship level sandwiches every single time. South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust. And by Fuel Good, fueling your success. Conveniently located in Santa Clara off Homestead Road. For more info, go to fuelgoodmealprep.com.
GSF on 3, 1, 2, 3.
What's up, Get Sports Focus? I'm here with Owen Harrington. Owen, first of all, thank you for taking the time out to practice to talk with me, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So, what a start to the season it's been. And you know, you coming off of an injury now and going into the senior year, what's it been like taking on that senior leadership role and, you know, watching this team grow throughout the whole offseason into now?
Yeah, I mean, as a senior, I feel like a lot of people look up to you, no matter if you played a lot the year before. For me, you know, I knew I had to be a leader on the team. You know, I unfortunately got injured last year. I feel like I contributed a good amount in the 5 games I did play, but my season got cut short pretty fast. I missed 6 games last year, but my leadership role is, you know, I'm not always the most vocal guy, but I feel like I can lead by example, like, really well.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my mindset coming into the year, like, show these guys how a varsity football player should act, show them how they should work. Yeah, I think that's like the main way that I came into the season.
That's awesome. Now, can you go a little bit more into the injury, to whatever extent you want to, of course, but how you came back from it and what was that offseason like, recovering from the injury and then building up to where you are now as a player?
Yeah, so I had a stress fracture in my back. It was, you know, pretty hard on me. It's an injury that I don't wish on anybody. I know it's a pretty common injury in young athletes, as your bones aren't fully, they're not strong enough, so they can easily fracture. But you know, it was a grind. Probably since December, I was doing PT for about 3 months, and then I finally hit the road, you know, like running. I probably worked out around 3 times a week. I joined the track team as well to work on my speed. And I also worked on my routes and, you know, with Jonah, getting our chemistry down. But yeah, I'd say it was like every week was a busy week for me. I always made sure that, you know, I was doubling up on workouts, getting in my nutrition, protein every day, you know, all the supplements you need, like creatine. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I really wanted, you know, I didn't want to look back and be like, I wish I did more. You know, I really just wanted to put everything I had in there, because I knew from my injury, you know, you can't take it for granted. You only get so many opportunities to play in high school, and, you know, people who are lucky enough to play at the next level. So, you know, from looking on the sideline, it was more like I need to take advantage of the next year, because, you know, I realized how fast it can be taken away from you.
Yeah. And how do you find the balance for everything? You know, especially balancing school, and then you did physical therapy, and then you did workouts on your own, you know, and then you did track as well. How did you feel like you were able to time manage yourself and, you know, get everything in?
I mean, it was hard. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I think I lost, you know, some sleep here and there, staying up doing homework after coming back from the gym or coming back from a workout. But I mean, I think it was for the best. I knew I wasn't in season, so I knew that I could, you know, take the extra time that I might be sleeping to work. But yeah, definitely, like, I think taking weeks off too. Like, it's definitely really important, because, you know, in the end, your body does need rest, and that's kind of where my injury originated from, was not, you know, taking enough rest.
Yeah.
So I think that resting was a big thing for me this year, because you can't overwork yourself, because that's how you get hurt.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And the best thing is, like, you have one of the most unique positions in football. I love the tight end position myself because you have to be almost best at, like, everything. You have to be perfect at everything, you know, and that's why you were talking about speed on the track, but then also strength in the weight room, you know. So what do you feel like are the biggest qualities to making a successful tight end?
You know, I'd say being a team player, honestly. Some games you're gonna have to block the whole game, and you know you got to take pride in that. You know, you got to be really physical because you're one of the bigger guys on the field, and you're super athletic, so you got to use that to your advantage. And you know, when the time comes to you and you get that play call and you get to catch a pass, I mean, take advantage of that. It doesn't happen as much for tight ends. You know, we're not seen as big threats in the pass game, so I guess take advantage of your moments, but know that you got to be a team player, because for me especially, I take a lot of pride in my run blocking because I think it's fun. I think getting a pancake is more fun than scoring a touchdown, to be honest, but it's definitely fun scoring touchdowns. But yeah, I'd say just know that sometimes you got to be a team player and block the whole game, and then you'll get your opportunities, like for play action in the later moments of the game.
Got to find joy in it all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, also I want to talk about, you told me this earlier, and it was like one of the craziest things. You barely started playing football as a freshman.
Yeah.
So how did that happen? How did you get into playing football just barely as a freshman? Were you always still aware, obviously, of the game of football, and how much knowledge did you have of football going into it, you know, as a freshman?
I mean, I kind of, like, my dad kind of made me play. I was kind of like scared because I wasn't a big contact guy, because I never like experienced, like I only played 1 year of flag football, so I didn't like really like play like Pop Warner or anything. So my dad was like, you should play, you're big, you're athletic, I mean, you could play tight end. But yeah, I think like I knew, like I watched football my whole life, and I went to I grew up going to like 49er games at Candlestick. I had season tickets there for a while. But I think like just over the years, like when I first started playing freshman football, I kind of just found the love for it, just because I think like the brotherhood and like having like a group of friends just made it so much like so special to me. Yeah. Like, because I played baseball as well my freshman and sophomore year, and I mean, it was fun, but I feel like it kind of started to feel like a chore for me almost. And I feel like coming out on the football field is like a super, like, it's just a great opportunity to like be with your brothers and like, I don't know, play one of the greatest sports. So I kind of just found love for it. Yeah. And
then, you know, you talked about being afraid of contact, but obviously, clearly you're not afraid of contact now. You're talking about how much you love pancakes. When did that love start clicking for you as well? You know, that first contact hit and you felt like, yeah, you got the adrenaline rush, like, I like this.
Yeah. Well, my freshman year, we didn't have a tight end position on like in our like personnel. So we ran like 4 receivers, but now like I think Coach Sullivan saw like our the guys that we had, and I think he decided to put in a tight end just because he knew that we had bigger dudes that could run routes and block. But my sophomore year, I finally learned how to block. I don't really know how to block freshman year, so like it was kind of like hard for me to like, I guess, pancake somebody. So my sophomore year, I finally learned like how to block somebody, and like it was so satisfying getting the feeling of like driving somebody into the ground, and like it just kind of clicked for me, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of fun. And then now I'm like, I want to do this all the time now. So.
Yeah. And how do you feel like your coaching staff, you know, here at Mitty, and there's been a couple coaching staff changes throughout, but how do you feel like all the coaches that you've had from your time here at Mitty have helped make you the player that you are?
I think always just believing in me. You know, I think all the coaches believed in me from freshman year to now. You know, just having confidence in me just really like helps me like know that they have my back. And it helps me go out on the field and like play with no fear, just because knowing that they're gonna believe in me no matter what, and they're always gonna have my back, it doesn't give me like a sense of, oh, I don't want to fail, you know? Like having that makes it like, makes myself feel way more secure. And, you know, going out there, playing 100% and flying around, and, you know, you're gonna make mistakes, and we're gonna, like, they always tell us we're gonna fix it, but, you know, yeah. Just gotta do your thing out there. Don't worry, and that they definitely helped me with that. So
that's awesome. Now, also a big thing is, how do you feel like your family support has been big for you as well in your development throughout your football career?
It's been like all positive, no matter what. Like, it's definitely been some ups and downs. You know, we didn't win a game freshman year, so it's always been positive for my parents, and you know, they always want to help me. Like, they're always, you know, offering to like help me out with food when I need, like, you know, when I'm busy. Obviously, I'm gonna need some help with like getting food on the table and you know, feeding me for dinner when I'm super exhausted from practice. But also like funding like the lessons that I do for my position stuff. And then like most important thing is, you know, helping me through my injury. Like, it was really rough on me and like my mental state, just because, you know, the thing that I love got taken away from me. So it was really hard. And they really, you know, really helped me through it. I think that if they weren't there, you know, I don't know what I would have done. You know, they were always there for me. And then, of course, going on to like PT stuff, you know, they were always making sure I had my PT appointments, all that type of stuff. So it was really like, I really needed that. And I think they were there for me that whole time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And, you know, throughout the offseason too, you're not just, you know, doing just practicing, but you're also competing. You're doing 7-on-7s, right? And you're doing, so what was that experience like as well? Playing on 7-on-7s, how do you feel like that differed from, you know, the 11-on-11 game of football, and how do you feel like, you know, the skills that you developed from that translate onto the field?
So I didn't actually play 7-on-7 like in the spring, just because I like wanted to work on like my personal game, like, you know, tight end stuff, because sometimes like it's receiver based in 7-on-7, and it's based off how fast you are, and like stuff that I don't feel like really translates to football sometimes. But in the summer we played a lot of 7-on-7 with the Mitty team, and I think it helped a lot, like grow our connection with Jonah. Like, as all just there's like, I think I could speak for all the receivers, you know, it really helped like our connection with Jonah. And I think it like we got confidence from like the 7-on-7 games to move on to fall camp and then to the games now. So I think starting off with no pads is good though, because you're just, you know, you're getting the basics down and you start just getting the feel for things. But yeah, I especially like the competition though, because you can play multiple games like back to back, especially like the Palo Alto 7-on-7 tournament that all the high schools were in. It was fun to compete against schools like that we know, like that are in the DubCal. So I thought it was pretty fun, but I think it definitely can help if, you know, you take the right approach with it, and you grow confidence and with your quarterback and with your routes that you're running.
Yeah, and it's definitely helped. You guys have started 3-0, and you guys have done great offensively, even pushed through the adversity, you know, that was given to you, especially in their last game, you know, where you guys had a bit of a slower start, but then all of a sudden in that third quarter, you guys erupted for some big plays, right? Yeah. So how do you feel like your offensive identity has come around in these past 3 games? Because, you know, it's called preseason, even though they're just non-league games. Sometimes people still call them preseason because it's a chance for you guys to develop and figure you guys selves out as a team. So what do you feel like the identity is now as you get ready for the league games?
Grady Mitty. I mean,
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we really take that to heart. I think, you know, Lazaro, man, it takes five guys to tackle that dude. So I mean, you know, he doesn't go down easy, and it really helps. Jonah playing with confidence, you know, it really helps me. I feel like, because, you know, I go out there and my quarterback's confident. He's, you know, he can throw the deep ball. It really helps me with my confidence too, just knowing that, you know, he's got my back. But I think like the offensive line, great in the run game. You know, we kind of had a little trouble with the passing game against MA in the first half, and, you know, we didn't give up. Yeah. You know, I mean, it was 0-0 going into third quarter, but we knew that if we kept doing what we're like been doing all year, that, you know, finally we would break one, and we did. Lazaro scored a touchdown, and then we were able to catch him with a trick play in the passing game. So I mean, I think we're just, you know, grinding away. I think that's our identity, is, you know, honestly, is Grady Mitty. Just keep grinding away, and then something's gonna pop.
I want to go back to that trick play too. What was going through your head in that moment, you know, getting ready for that play, and then obviously once it was called, how did you make sure you were ready for that moment when your number was called like that in that situation?
Yeah, I was so excited, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like, yes, I get to catch the ball. I don't think I had to catch that game. But I knew it was going to me because, I mean, it was set up for me. And, you know, I trusted my line that they were going to protect. You know, I trusted the guys that were doing the fake tosses and stuff. But I kind of just ran my route. They actually read it really well. It's supposed to be pretty wide open, but I actually had like 2 or 3 guys that are around me that didn't like get faked out by the action going on in the backfield. But, you know, I'm a tight end. I'm 6'3", so, you know, the safeties weren't as tall as me, so I knew that I had a really good opportunity to go up and catch the ball. And as soon as I saw the ball in the air, I'm like, I need to catch this ball. Like, I'm not dropping it. Yeah. So, you know, just locked in on the ball, jumped up, caught it, had a little celly after.
There you go.
But yeah, I was super excited. You know, Jonah threw a great ball, and you know, I made the catch.
That's awesome too, because when we were there on the sidelines, and I was there at the game, you know, with a couple other GSF's, you know, workers and filmers. The coach, one of you guys' coaches, was walking down the sidelines, and he literally whispered in my ear. He said, "Hey, get the camera ready. There's a big play coming up," and I had to get it ready. So, what does it feel like too when the coaches have that confidence in you as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It really just puts more confidence in me to do my thing and, you know, go out there and ball. So I didn't know that, but that's super cool. Yeah, that's super cool.
Oh, he walked right up to me and he was like, "Hey, you better it's a big play coming up right now. It's coming up right now." And he was hyped before the play even happened. I was like, okay, well, had to get ready for it. But what's also, it's big now, right? You know, you guys are going into, you've seen so many teams throughout your time here at Mitty, right? You know, you've seen a team that's, you know, made it to the playoffs and made a big run, and then last year didn't live up to standards, right? And obviously it didn't for your season. Well, it ended a little short. Yeah. But what's special about this season right now? What do you feel like is like the thing that you guys can hold on to that's just really great right now about how you guys have started this season? What's special about this team? I think we're just all bought in. You know, we want to do it for each other. I mean, I love these guys. You know, I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else. Like, these guys this is the 2024 Monarchs. I think we just want to make our mark on, you know, Mitty football history. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing much else to say. No. I think also, like, proving people wrong. I think that's a big thing. I feel like, you know, we were ranked, I think preseason rankings were ranked 8th in the Mercury News and DubCal. Yeah. So, I mean, we're dead last. I mean, obviously I try to block out the hate, but I definitely love that underdog like feeling, because I mean, you go out there and you have nothing to lose. Like, everyone's betting against you. So what is there to lose? Like, you got to put it all out on the field. So I think that's something that we embody, is like the underdog like feeling, because, you know, even like going into this week, you know, people don't think we're gonna win. Yeah. And, you know, Valley Christian's a great team. You know, they do great stuff over there. But, you know, we still want to keep proving people wrong. And I think we've done that so far, and that's something that we want to keep doing. That's awesome. Owen, keep trying to shock the world, man. You guys have a great team here. You know, talking to Lazar earlier and talking to you guys, your confidence is like the biggest thing I can hang on with this team, and it's really special. So keep doing what you're doing. Can't wait to see what you do this weekend. Can't wait to see what you do for the rest of the season. Do you want to give a shout out to anyone on the camera? My team, my O-line, and my mom and my dad, and my brother. So yeah, love you guys. Owen Harrington, thank you again for taking the time. Thank you for having me. Again, GetSportsFocus, thank you guys for tuning in for both of these interviews, and have a great week.